What's up, everyone? Welcome into DodgerHeads presented by DodgerBlue.com. My name is Jeff Spiegel, and I am here because on Sunday night, the MLB offseason, which has been a bit slow, to put it lightly, got some major heat as the San Diego Padres and Tampa Bay Rays agreed to a blockbuster that will send Blake Snell, starting pitcher, to the Padres in exchange for 4 prospects. Now, obviously, the Dodger implications here are many. First of all, Snell, of course, famous for Game 6 of the World Series, pretty dominant in that game before being pulled a tad early. The Dodgers go on to win that game and win the World Series. Well, now Snell, with 3 years, $39 million left on his contract, comes to San Diego to the National League West, where he will get even more familiar with the Dodgers. In exchange for Snell, the Padres, as I said, are sending 4 prospects out. Luis Patino, Francisco Mejia, Blake Hunt are the 3, as well as Cole Wilcox. Now, Patino is kind of the headliner. He was number 11 on ESPN's top prospects back in March. Most people still have him as about a top 25 prospect, something around there. But he's a guy that a lot of people really like as a starting pitcher. Mejia, a former top prospect, kind of fallen down the rankings. He's a switch hitter, though, who some people still like. Wilcox was the team's 3rd-round pick this past year. And then Hunt is kind of the odd one of the group, although if you follow people on Twitter who are into prospects, they would tell you that he is the most interesting one. Now, Blake Snell, what exactly are the Padres getting? Obviously, this is a guy the Dodgers, again, are familiar with. Dodger fans will be familiar with. He's pretty good. Pretty good, probably putting it lightly. 2018, his best season, 1.89 ERA, 21 wins, 5 losses. Absolutely unbelievable season. 2019, he comes back. Numbers not quite as good, 4.29 ERA, although the FIP was 3.32, so still had him at pretty good. This past year, that kind of flipped. The ERA was good, the FIP not so much. But we know Snell is an elite player. You can pair him with some of the guys the Padres have coming up. Of course, Mike Clevenger, who is out for this year and will be back in 2022. But the point is, the Padres obviously still very good. Daniel and I were early on them this year, saying we thought they were the most competitive team in the West. That turned out to be the case, although the Dodgers had no issue with them this year. But combine that rotation with some young guys coming up. Again, they have some guys who have already arrived, as well as some other Paddock types like that, as well as some other prospects, Mackenzie Gore, and others that are coming up behind. So the Padres are formidable. You add that to Machado, Tatis, Will Myers, Eric Hosmer, etc., and the Padres are going to be very good. So as a Dodger fan, the reaction, as you can imagine, has been all over the place. Mine is very simple. If I'm a Padre fan, I'd be thrilled. Blake Snell, really, really good pitcher. The Padres are much better today than they were yesterday. Yes, they sent out a solid prospect haul. Future Dodgers, our guy Justin Lorber said all 4 of those guys probably project to be contributors at the major league level eventually. But the key word there is eventually. None of those guys, maybe aside from Patino, were really going to make a difference, help them win something significant this year. Instead, they go out and add Snell, 3 years left on his contract. You've got to like that if you're a Padre fan. For the Dodgers, though, I'm still not worried. I still think even with Snell in that spot for 2021, even if the Dodgers were to do nothing, I like the Dodgers better this year than I do the Padres. Now you go out a year, 2022, you have Clevenger and Snell next to each other with some of those young arms. Now we're talking. Now things are starting to get interesting. Clayton Kershaw starting to get a little bit older. David Price getting a little bit older. So we'll see. But for 2021, I'm not worried. Now the obvious reaction from many Dodger fans is, hey, we've got to go do something. Go get Trevor Bauer. Go get Liam Hendricks. Again, I think the Dodgers are better than the Padres as we stand even after this trade and the Dodgers doing nothing. Of course, I still expect them to go out and sign someone like Justin Turner, maybe add a move or 2 around the fringes in the bullpen. Who knows? I mean, they might go get Liam Hendricks. That's been my desire. I'd love to see DJ LeMahieu personally, but I think the Dodgers know that they are better than the Padres even after this trade. So again, if you're a Padre fan, congratulations. Your team is much better. Blake Snell is going to be a guy you're going to enjoy rooting for, a guy who's really, really good. He's probably thrilled to get out of Tampa Bay, honestly, with the way they handled him in Game 6 of the World Series. But again, for the Dodgers are the 2020 World Series champs. I don't see that changing in 2021 as far as they aren't suddenly the second best team in the division. So big move for the Padres. The Rays, I don't know what they're doing. Again, unfortunately, going back into rebuild mode. Although you have to say the Rays tend to get out at the top of the market rather than the bottom of the market. So if you want some optimism, a Dodger fan, there you go. Maybe Snell is going to be headed on the downward slope because the Rays tend to get these things right. But let us know what you think below. Do you like the trade if you're a Padre fan? And if you're a Dodger fan, does this have you worried? Again, my name's Jeff Spiegel for DodgerBlue.com. We appreciate you joining us. Check us out Monday night. Daniel Starkin and I will be going live on Twitter, on Facebook, and on YouTube. So join us then. Again, enjoy the rest of your night and go Dodgers.